All right, what's going on, everyone? It's the Wiseguys NFL Week 9. I've got Cuz here in the car. We're driving. We're making bets. We're kicking ass. Yeah, I got a bet on the Phillies going. Just in honor of my Philly people.
Listen, Philly loves you. You know that, Geek. Philly loves you,
I love,
and
I love them.
it's been a rough couple of weeks, man. Awesome. It's been so much fun, but man, I'll tell you, like last night, the last two nights were like a kick in the nuts. I gotta tell you. Oh my God, get the no hitter, and then last night they have every opportunity to win the game. It's been insane, man. It's
I,
been insane.
I was counting on the mattress Mac mush to
I saw that bastard, that mother father. I saw him yesterday morning. He was there's a sports bar that's renowned, Chickies and Pete's. And he was there, the Mattress Mac. I said, Mattress Mac, you got bugs. You got bed bugs.
Well, I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking. Caesars came out and was like, if Mattress Mac wins, we're going to lose money for the quarter. Like that one bet is their whole profit is riding on that one bet.
Phillies at 7.
Let's go. Let's do it. I'm on
Screw
board.
you, Mattress Mac.
Fuck you, Mattress Mac. Fuck you. All right. Let's get into NFL. I know it's baseball. Everything's going on. You got a big win for the Eagles last night. Let's get into some. That wasn't a big win, by the way. It was like we don't give a shit, but we woke up in the second half and took care of business win.
You know what? Now there's a lesson. All right. As with every better, and we talk about the NFL, and we talk about spots and trap games. I'm a big believer in that. And yesterday I told on my show, I said that I would not lay those points, that it's a trap game all the way. Short week on the road, a time zone away against a bad team. That's a tough spot. Well coached team. The Eagles are very well coached, and that's why they were able to win the game.
Yeah, they got it done, but it looked bad early, and it looked exactly like very predictive what you said. They're not playing great, an interception, a fumble. They're not turning the ball over all year. All of a sudden, that's happening, and you're like, oh man, this is the short week road game curse that's hitting right now. But they did pull through, so good on them. And we've got a good betting slate for Sunday. So let's jump right into it because I know time is short. And the bets are long. So first up, I don't know. I just made that up. I don't know what I'm saying. So
you're doing great. I love you, Geek. You really are. You're my man.
I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. All right. So
that's all right.
First,
we're good. Look at all the traffic. There's a lot of traffic.
Oh boy, there it is. Trying to get. Yeah. Well, at least there's no game tonight, so you can pay it. We've got this going. So no baseball.
No, it's a night of rest.
Yes.
In the World Series.
Listen,
we got basketball, so I'm on my way to the arena.
I know they're working you to the bone.
Yeah.
They're working you to the bone over there. All right. Chargers at the Falcons. First game on the slate. 49.5 point total. Chargers heading east. 3-point favorites with the Chargers. What do you think on this one?
It's interesting because I do like the Chargers. I know it's probably more of a public play because, I bet you. I haven't looked at numbers. I think the Sharps are probably. My guess is they would be on Atlanta. They would be on Atlanta, but I like the Chargers in this game. I think when I look at the Chargers, I think the Falcons' defense is just not good enough. Now I know all the injuries to the Chargers receivers, right? But I like Palmer. I think some of their deeper receiving options are good, and I just don't think Atlanta's defense is very good. So I think the Chargers win the game, and I think they'll cover. It's short line, so I like.
Atlanta is league worst, or one of the worst at defending the pass on the season. They're really, really bad. I love the Chargers too, and actually, as I'm looking at the Sharp app and getting like some of the details here, no, the actual Sharp side here is the Chargers. There's almost no money coming in on the Falcons. There's a little money, but definitely much more betting percentage in terms of the handle. the sharps are definitely on the Charger side, so you are on the right side, I think, of this one. I love it. I think it's very bettable, and for the reason you said, everybody kind of thinks the Chargers have all these injuries, but Austin Eckler is the engine that makes this team run anyway, and he's going to be just fine. So I love the call. All right, let's move on to another one here. We've got Miami at Chicago. Miami's a 4.5-point road favorite in this one. Resurgent Chicago team with a 45.5-point total. Chicago.
I like this game a lot. I like the Bears, and I like the game a lot. I think the Bears are alive. I think the Bears are going to win the game. I know that. I know that. Look, I like what Miami did the deadline. I think Miami's good, but I like the way this Bear team is trending. I know that New England's not that good, and even though they shocked, I like the way the Bears are moving the ball. They moved the ball last week too. So 2 weeks ago they win in Foxborough. Last week they had success moving the ball offensively. I think Fields is making some progress. I like the connection with Mooney. I like his poise a little bit. He's a big play machine. You can run him all day long. I like the Bears. I think the Bears win the game.
I mean, that's a big prediction. You get plus 170 on the book for money line on the Bears side.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think Miami offense is really good. I'm not sure that the Bears are going to have the firepower to keep up through 4 quarters. But the fact that they're at home, I kind of like, the fact that they're at home. Can they stay in the game? Can they keep it close? 4.5 points. I'm going to lean taking the points there. So we'll call it a pizza. Is this a big bet situation, Anthony?
Well, yeah. I listen. If you want to rate it, right? So I'll give you the Chargers at 3 cousins, right, or 3 slices.
I love it.
Whatever you want to call it, right? I go the Bears with Max being 5, right?
Max got to be 8 for 8 slices.
All right. Well, you want to go? Let's go to Peach Analogy. All right. Here we go. We're going to go to Peach Analogy. The Chargers are 4 slices. The Bears would be 5 slices.
There we go. All right. I love it.
And since we're doing the pizza bet, you could bet 1 slice on the outright winner. All right, that the Bears win the game.
Can we coin this? The pizza bet. Now, at this point, it's registered trademark 2022.
I got Joe Marone, the attorney. Joe Marone.
Get Joe Marone on the phone.
All right, he's the Marone Law. He's the man.
Who's the guy with 3 fingers? Joey Gotts.
Joe Magoach.
Joe Magoach.
No, they're not related. No,
it's a different guy. Okay, all right.
Joe Marone is the big lawyer in Philadelphia.
There we go. Joe Marone's got to trademark that pizza bet.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
All right, here's a game I'm excited to watch, and I have like some interesting DFS angles for it. But the Packers are at the Lions. Lions are 3.5-point home underdogs. So Packers giving 3.5. Packers not been that good this year. 49.5-point total. The Lions are like the worst team. They are the number 1 team at just being bad defensively on the season, but also being able to score. So these games go high scoring, and it might be the first time I use Aaron Rodgers in a DFS lineup this weekend on the year, maybe.
Yeah, I think I like the Packers, and here's why. I think the Lions signaled we're waving a white flag when they trade Hawkinson. I don't like that message that it sends.
Why did they do that? I mean, why would they do that?
I mean, you got to pay him, and B, you got draft capital. So, I'm guessing it's just more they're going to go all in for next year. And I think that's what that signifies. Plus, things they're starting to fall apart in Detroit. I don't like where they're at. I know Green Bay struggled. We've talked about how bad it's looked with the Packers. I do think, with Aaron Jones, they should be able to run it all day. They get the 2 big backs. I mean, you got Romeo. I just
Lazard,
think that they'll.
Yeah, Lazard coming back for this one.
Yeah, I like the Packers. I do. Actually, I think the Packers win this in double digits too.
Yeah, I like the Packers too. I like them to dominate via the run. So I think Aaron Jones, you mentioned him, he's great in the spot. And getting Lazard back is low-key really good for them. Like, you don't realize how important it is for Aaron Rodgers to have like one of his guys out there that he can sort of trust. So, yeah, I agree. I think this is the game where the Packers kind of win big. I'm with you on it. I think you lay the points. And by the way, the AI Skynet model on the Sharp app does like the Packers as well. And our betting handle data is showing, actually, on the betting handle data, it's got a little touch of sharp money on the Detroit side. So we got a little dichotomy going on here. A little dichotomy. But a lot.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that the Sharp coming. You know, like Green Bay's still a public team. See, and a lot of times the Sharps are out there fading the public, right? So, you know, and sometimes the public wins. I mean, I look at this game and I just look at, you know, when I look at stuff, I try not to. I know I leave that for you with the sharp angles and the betting trends. I really look at it from the two major things in handicapping for me are the matchups from a football standpoint, you know, what line against secondary, pass, you know, the whole thing. I like to match it up. So it's the matchups, and it's also the spot. Like, where are they coming at? Like, what's going on? You know, like all those intangibles. Like, look at Detroit. Like, Detroit right now it's not a healthy situation. And, you know, losing a Hawkinson, forget about him on the field. What message does it send to the other players? To me, it sends we're quitting on the season to those other players.
There may
Chicago's
be
the opposite, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, there may be a little something behind the scenes where they have a young. There is a third round tight end that they pick that I think is coming off IR. Maybe they like him, but that seems like a bit of a stretch. No, it's like Hawkinson is a first round like name.
No, Hawkinson's a stud. No, he's legit.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this next game. We got the Raiders at Jacksonville. With the Raiders now, and this is one of those spots, and so I kind of want to get your take on this. You know, they're going back east. There's another flight, another airplane going out to Jacksonville. It's a close game. Raiders -1.5 on the spread. Two mediocre defenses at best here. And, you know, they had that horrible game last week with the Raiders that lost to the Saints. They didn't even show up. What the hell happened, cuz?
They stink. I mean, they're not good. They're not a good team. We overrated the Raiders, and I could never back there. To me, it's stay away because I'm not entirely trusting the Jaguars. But if I had to bet it, it would be Jacksonville or nobody. I'm not going near the Raiders. I think they got some internal issues going on.
Is Josh McDaniels just a bad coach? Were we wrong? A lot of people thought he was good.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's been a whole thing, hasn't it? Right? Like you're Belichick, right? Belichick disciples are always a disaster.
They seem to be. I thought McDaniels would be different. You know, he took the extra year.
Every one of his assistants. I mean, nobody does well. It's uncanny.
It's crazy.
I thought he was smart. I did too. I don't know. I mean, maybe another year they turn it around. They have issues though. They have issues on the defensive line, the secondary. I mean, they got some. I mean, that defense is bad.
It's ugly. My favorite play on the slate for DFS purposes is Travis Etienne in this game. So, you know, I'm definitely going against the Raiders for my DFS top play because I usually like running backs on winning teams. So I do hope that. Yeah, I do like. You know, I kind of hope that Jacksonville wins this game. All right, we're gonna call this one a no bet. Let's move on to the Colts on the road, taking on the Patriots. Sam Ehlinger at the quarterback position. Deion Jackson starting running back. Jonathan Taylor out this week. This is a tough situation for the Colts, man. It's tough.
I mean, honestly, it's an ugly situation, but I'm not going near this game. This game to me is garlic, and I'm a vampire. All right, I'm not going anywhere near. It's ugly. It's unpredictable. I know people probably be on the New England side, but I don't trust that team. I won't go near this game. It's not fun to watch. There's not one characteristic that I'm interested in this game.
Yeah, it's probably there. I will say the sharp money again is on the underdog a little bit. When I look at the betting handle data, that's not predictive or necessarily predictive, but like the bets are definitely going towards the
You know what?
They're getting sick.
This is a shit card. Let's be real. It's not a great card, and some of these matchups. I mean, some of these teams are just unwatchable. I mean, the Colts team is horrible. It's a horrible. They are poorly coached. It's a bad team.
Another
and
one.
All the injuries have killed them. Oh,
Frank Reich. I mean, at some point,
I thought Frank. I know.
What do we say about it? What do we say? I mean, he's had a lot of chances. It's a lot of chances.
Yeah, I hear you. You're right. And he's failed. It's bad. Bad situation.
I mean, he never had a good quarterback, but like, they're not that
But here's the thing, though. You can't protect. But the other thing, too, is these guys, it always starts from up front. I mean, it just does. And, 101, check the offensive line injuries. Look at the health of the offensive line. Look what kind of shape it's in, because that's the most predictive of anything in that sport is that line.
Yeah, no, there's no question. And theirs is terrible. They know it. That's why they benched Matt Ryan. No Jonathan Taylor. It just gets worse. But you're right. I don't want to back the Patriots giving six. That's utter madness. That means New England defense really needs to dominate because they don't score that frequently. Yeah. So that's gross. 40.5 point total. Stay the fuck away from that game.
Remember, that game's garlic and you're a vampire.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Call me Robert Pattinson. Which vampire would you be? I
would be Lestat.
Lestat, you're going for Vampire Diary, or what is it?
Anne Rice.
A little Anne Rice action.
Yes.
I don't know if I have.
I'm just a big Anne Rice fan. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. All right, I like it. That's on the follow up to The Hustle. They got to do like where a vampire version of it. Like Adam Sandler needs to do a vampire movie. That's it.
He did. He does. He does.
Wait, Little Nicky? Was that?
No. He does. What's it called? It's the animated one. He's the guy. It's what the hell is it called? I've seen it a million times.
Transylvania or whatever. Hotel.
Hotel Transylvania. Yes. He's the vampire. Hotel Transylvania. 1, 2, and 3. No, are you kidding me? If you got kids out there, you watch Hotel Transylvania.
I saw the first one. I liked it.
Yeah, he's the bat. Remember, and he gets the kids on the plane, and the bat's losing steam, right?
Yeah,
trying to get him out of the plane.
It's a father-daughter thing. I got a daughter, so I watched father-daughter stuff.
But you were like a vampire, Papa Vampire.
I was like,
don't go near my daughters.
I love it. All right, let's my beloved New York Jets, with the terrible quarterback play of Zach Wilson, who I do not believe is NFL starting quarterback caliber, at least right now. But some signs of hope last week, but still not good. Take on the Bills. Bills are 11.5 point road favorites. And
so tell me the sharps like the Jets, right? Because my buddy Brad, who's a sharp, he's all over the Jets.
He likes the Jets to get the points.
He does. I don't. I'm a Bills man. So but there is a lot of sharps on the Jets. Now, your team. I want to defer to you on this because the Jets better than I know the Jets. See, I like the Bills in the game, but you may think that the Jets are ready to shock the world. I don't know. I mean, how do you size them up here?
I don't know how the Jets move the football against this Bills defense. The Bills score at will. I do not like the Jets here. I get that they're at home, and you should probably always take a. So I think it's better not to bet. I am not betting this game, but listen. A road team giving 11.5. There's like a reason. There's an argument against that every single time it happens. I don't care who the team is, but this Jets team, Zach Wilson is horrible, and without Breece Hall, and they lost their best player in Breece Hall. Without that guy, they're a good defense, but Buffalo's great offense negates the good defense of the Jets, and that's the problem. The best thing about the Jets team this year is their defense. They have a good defensive line. They've got actually a decent secondary. Like, they've been good across the board. The problem is Buffalo's offense is better than Jets' defense. So the goodness of Buffalo offense exceeds it. And then you've got Jets' crappy offense against really good Buffalo. Buffalo's not a beatable team. I'm telling you, this Buffalo team has the weaknesses.
Yeah, they're great. I love the Bills. I feel you.
Yeah.
My only thing is, are they going to be dialed in? I say yes, because it's a division game. I think they'll be dialed in, but that's my only question.
I mean, the Jets are a joke. I could see them not being dialed in because it's the Jets, but the Jets are actually doing well in the division. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why Buffalo doesn't play. It's 1:00. Give it a third. If this was a third, it's something weird going on, short week, or had they come off an exhausting, amazing victory, and like the X.
Right, if it's Eagles, right?
Yeah, so we're not seeing any of that. So I mean, if they played KC last week, we could have a different conversation. I don't think I'm on the Jets. There's no way I'm betting the Jets here. I get that the sharps are on the Jets. I don't care. Vikings at Washington. Vikings 3.
I love this game.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about.
I love this game. It's a 7 slicer.
This is a 7 slicer. So I don't even want to say anything because I want to get your take on it. But Vikings on the road, Washington doing their thing. No J.D. McKissick. We're gonna little Antonio Gibson action this week for DFS purposes.
I love Washington.
Oh.
Yes, I love Washington. Give me some We're going to be celebrating with some Heineken, baby. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Heine's out right, baby.
We're drinking Heine's this weekend?
Heine up.
Oh, my good. I'm legitimately surprised. I thought you were going to go the other way. So give me a baseline for this one. Give me a thought process.
All right, so one, I think Heineken is so much better than Carson Wentz and can help with those weapons. They look like a different offense with Heineken at quarterback as opposed to Wentz. I think Minnesota's defense is a liability. I think it's a bad spot for them. It's not a fast track. I like Washington.
Now, let me ask you this. All the controversy surrounding I know. Ready?
I'm ready, Geek.
We're back, baby. All right, let me just check the timestamp. 25.4, 26. All right, here we go. All right. Next up, I don't remember what game we were talking about.
We were talking about the Heine's.
Yeah, we're talking about Heine's. That is a tough one.
You had a great question, which is all the stuff that's surrounding them. But yes. I'm a big believer in, again, it's not football ops. This is an owner's thing. This is a Daniel Snyder thing. This isn't involved with football operations. So I think no, it's not like it's in a locker room issue. If it was a locker room issue, then that's another story. But this is a Daniel Snyder deal.
Yeah, that one is a tricky one. So that for me is I really thought you were going the other way with it. So I need to double think that bet. I didn't have a bet on that game, but I got to think hard about Washington here. And, Vikings don't tend to score a lot more than their opponents. They tend to kind of play close games. So maybe that's what it is. But 43.5 point total on that one. We'll see how it goes.
Again, and I don't think it's not a pizza bet, because the only time I do pizza bets or when I think it could be a route, right? And Washington doesn't score enough to be a route, but I think they're going to win the game.
That's fair. Yeah, and they only need to win. Listen, they're +3. So if you think they're going to win, you should definitely be taking the +3. And I like the spot. All right, let's move on. We got the Panthers on the road at the Bengals. 7.5 point home favored Bengals. Obviously, Jamar Chase is out. Higgins, Boyd, Mixon, big. We saw Burrow kind of play bad last week and then turn it around towards the end. But rough game for the Bengals last week. How do you see this one going down?
I like Cincinnati's a bounce back. I think you nailed it. We saw Cleveland was a perfect spot, right? Halloween night. Cleveland had, they had not put together a full game. Bad spot for Cincinnati on the road like that without Chase. The Browns defense can get home. I know Carolina's playing better and, the whole thing. in this one. And it's a battle of the quarterbacks, right? So I'm going to go with Joe Burrow versus PJ as far as getting points, getting enough points. I think Cincinnati has a get well game here, so I'll take the Bengals.
They need a big one to cover that 7.5. That's a big number to cover. Probably a little more than I'm comfortable with. Listen, I cashed Carolina last week, but it shouldn't have cashed. Yep. I got lucky.
Yes,
I'll admit it. You know what? Yep. I get unlucky enough that every once in a while I get lucky. It goes my way.
You deserve it.
Yeah, I deserve it.
And you deserve that.
Listen, I earned it. I earned that little bit of with a lot of bad beats.
That good fortune
last week. All right, this game is a fun one. Seattle at Arizona. Arizona home 2-point favorite. Seattle, man, woo! Geno Smitty out there looking decent at quarterback. Kenny Walker, stud running back. Stud.
I like Seattle.
I could see it. I'm
buying Seattle, dude. I am. I think you talk about a healthy situation. They're in a way healthier situation than Arizona. I don't buy that Arizona team at all. I think they got issues. I'm not in love with the quarterback. I can't believe it, but I'm taking Geno over Murray.
How crazy is that? But yeah, I mean, I agree. Murray,
I really not that good. Too. I like Walker a lot. Yeah, I listen. I'm with you. I love this. I love this spot, man.
It's crazy. Road Seattle, but yeah, I'm on the Seattle side as well. I just think Arizona kind of sucks, and Murray is not that good, and their coach is bad, and they had a couple of big performances when Hopkins came back. Hopkins does settle Murray down a little bit. There's no doubt in my mind that goes on. He's played better with Hopkins, but it's not enough, and it's not enough. You need more than what they're getting, and they have no running game, nothing. So as of now, yeah, I gotta
listen. I love Seattle, man. I do, and I'm telling you, there's gonna be a lot of public money. Joe Public's gonna back Arizona as the popular team. I'm telling you, I like Seattle's different. Give me Seattle. You want to see South Philly?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I'm telling you, I'm still waiting on a cheesesteak, and then some people from Chicago talking about an Italian beef.
Okay, so I lived in Chicago, and the Italian beef is a delicious sandwich. It really is. It's not a cheesesteak though. It's nowhere near. It's a roast. No, yeah, it's way different. It's a roast beef sandwich. It's basically roast beef with provolone and the hot peppers, and it's delicious. It's great, but it's not a cheesesteak.
That sounds pretty good too, though. I gotta admit.
No, the Italian beef is delicious. Cheesesteak greater than Italian beef, but Italian beef is still good.
Back in the day in Brooklyn, I used to go to a place called Brennan and Carr, and Brennan and Carr, very famous. They make like a roast beef. It's not Italian beef because there's no peppers in there. There's none of that. But they dip it into au jus sauce, and it's so wet that you cannot touch it. You have to cut it with a fork, and you cannot eat this in your hand. It's fully dipped in there, and I would drive to Brooklyn from here. That's an hour and a half for that sandwich, and I'd drive back.
Yeah, you would love the Italian beef. Italian beef's good. We got a place in South Philly called Nick's Roast Beef, and it's delicious. It's great.
Au jus or no? As I need it fully dipped.
Yeah.
I need it wet.
Yeah, they call it wet. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
It's outrageous. Yeah,
gotta get the wet. All right, let's go. We got some more games here. The Rams. This is I don't know what to do with this game. Two horrible teams. The Rams at the Bucks. The Bucks are home favorite, 3-point home favorites, right? So many problems on both of these teams. Neither one, like the Rams are horrible against a good defense, and the Bucks defense is kind of good. It's kind of good. It's not very good this year, but it's kind of good. Flip side, Brady, very sackable this year. He's just not that good. He's got other problems on his mind. Not playing. I don't know what to do here, cuz 3-point.
I like the Rams.
You getting taking points?
I like the Rams. Yeah, I like the Rams. I actually like the Rams healthy. I like the Rams. I do. I look at them. I just think Tampa's got so many problems. And I look at the Rams. As much as they got issues, I don't think Tampa can exploit the Rams' issues. So I'll go Rams. I think the Bucks are dead. And as long as Brady is what he is right now, I got to go all day long. I'll go
It's
Rams.
amazing to give points. Like again, in this
I know.
environment, Brady's been horrible, and Fournette hasn't looked good. And man, I don't know what's going on over there, but it's very surprising. You know what's the craziest part is the the Bucks can still win the the NFC South. That's how bad the NFC South is. Like they're all terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday Night Football, Titans at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 12-point home favorites in this game. Titans going to roll out Malik Willis. Are you crazy against the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go Kansas City. I'll take Spags against a young quarterback all day long.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that would excite me. I look at that from a betting standpoint. The only thing that scares me is that it's Kansas City, right? So they're inflated all the time. But Spags against that kind of quarterback, that green of a quarterback, forget about it. I'll take Kansas City.
I think Kansas City. I think this line is going to be minus 14.5 by Sunday. So you might as well take it now. It's not going the other way. And
I mean, look, I actually like Willis. I think he's going to be decent down the line, but against that kind of team, feeling the need to match points against a very aggressive, terrific veteran defensive coordinator, I just think it's a recipe for disaster for Tennessee.
Tennessee needs to get lucky in a game like that early and score once, like defensively, and then be able to lean on Henry. But we've seen these games. The second KC takes the lead and starts to go away, they have to go away from Derrick Henry, and then it goes downhill way fast for Tennessee when they can't rely on. And I don't think they're going to be rely. I think this is a smash spot for the Chiefs. I don't know how it goes any other way. Monday Night Football, cuz last one of the week. The Ravens at the Saints. This is the same Saints team that completely shut down the Raiders like they were the Pee Wee team last week. They look like a Pee Wee League team, a bad Pee Wee League team, not a good one.
I'm having a hard time reading this game. I really am.
Ravens. I don't know. I think I'm going Ravens here. Give me 2.5 against a bad Saints team. How good can Dalton really be?
No, I hear you. Again, if I had to lean, I guess I'd lean Baltimore, because I think that Raider game was an outlier. Baltimore on the road indoors, I just don't know. But if I had to bet it, I would bet. To me, it's Baltimore enough. To me, it's stay away. I just don't have a good enough read on it, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe by Monday. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes when you see a game, you look at it and you study it, and nothing comes to you. And then sometimes when it's one of those island games, you start to get a good vibe for it. So if I get a good vibe for it, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I got no strong play here. It's funny, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, Baltimore really lacks weapons on offense outside of Lamar Jackson. I think it's one of their biggest problems. Rashad Bateman ain't it, and he's out anyway, but he's just not it right now. Devin Duvernay is just a guy. Crochet and whoever the hell else they have at wide receiver, they're all just a guy.
It's all Andrews.
And Andrews has been hurt, and you saw what happened. The minute Andrews got hurt, this offense kind of just falls apart. They don't know who to throw it to, and Lamar Jackson's a little weird out there right now. Like he's got a little case of the I want to be a pocket passer kind of like mentality that doesn't really work. They never look good when he's trying to sit and be a pocket. They just never look good. He's got to be running the football. That is what he's good at. And he does not have a wide receiver where he could just sit there in the pocket and hit them deep. It's not happening. So with no Andrew, you're right. As I think about it, there are some issues here where there are some concerns, I think, on the Baltimore side of just winning games in general.
And the same way with New Orleans. Like you look at it and go, all right, you mentioned Andy Dalton. It's a fair point. I look at that defense. I go, it's good, but is it that good? I mean,
no.
I know they shut out the Raiders, but I think the Raiders have all kinds of issues, right? They can't protect. So I don't know. I look at this game and I'm having a tough time. It's not speaking to me. See, not every game's going to speak to you, right?
No. By the way, you should not bet every game. So let's recap, cuz. Not the big plays that we've had maybe in some of the previous shows, but let's go back over it. So Chargers.
Yep. Over Atlanta.
Chicago.
Yep. I like Chicago. I said that I really think they can win the game. They're catching 4.5. I like them. I like them a lot.
Did we have one on Packers Detroit? I think it was on the Packers
Green
side.
Bay. Yeah,
Packers
we like Green
side
Bay.
of that game.
That's a play.
I said Buffalo. Might as just lay the points. Fuck it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You like Washington.
Love Washington.
Commanders. Yeah. Love Washington. That's a +3. Lean in Cincinnati, but maybe no bet there.
I like Cincinnati. I would lay it.
Cincy laying 7.5. I'm more hesitant on that one. Seattle +2.
Yeah, I love Seattle.
A more hesitant bet I'm going to say on Rams. +3.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough play, but if I had to play it, I'd play the Rams. Yep.
Yeah, not an exciting play, and then we got KC or bust on Sunday night football. That's kind of
that's our slate.
KC or bust. And by the way, you were right about, like I said, I'm going to take it back to my appearance on your show. You're right about not laying the points on the Eagles. They it's like it was right there. I don't think they even covered the spread in that one. I think it was 13.
It was 13.5. And
yeah, so they didn't cover. So Houston,
12,
it was too many points. And that's, but it took the worst game that you've seen out of Hurts in a long time for them to get there, and that's what happens.
Right. Well, short week against a bad team. When you're traveling time zone, I mean that's why they call them trap games. You watch, they play Washington next week. They will destroy Washington by whatever. They're going to be double-digit favorites anyway, but they're going to
no, quite. Yeah, they'll have the longer week.
Well, you know what I'm hoping for? Actually, I'm hoping that Washington wins, and because I think Washington win the game. I think Washington wins, which keeps the number down a little bit against the Eagles. So maybe it's 9.5. And you come in and you go Eagles opening line before it shoots up to 2 touchdowns.
I want to see if maybe that line might be open right now. We might want to grab it soon, but we'll take a look at that. Meanwhile, guys, that's going to do it for the Wise Guys. Cuz I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. I know how crazy things are.
Root for the Phillies for me, all right?
Let's go Philly. I bet it in solidarity with my Philly people.
That's it.
I put my money where your mouth is.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great.
All right, good stuff. We'll see.
Have a great weekend.
All right, appreciate you.
See you, boys.
Take care, everybody.